Welcome back to Hindustan Astrology. I'm Katya, and in today's video, we're going to talk about the 2020 Halloween full blue moon in Aries, Bharani Nakshatra. The October 31st full moon this year takes place on Halloween, and this is a blue moon, meaning that this is the second full moon in one calendar month. Takes place at 10:49 a.m. EST at 14 degrees 29 minutes of Aries, Bharani Nakshatra. This spans from 13.2 to 26.4 degrees of Aries and means the bearer, as in the bearer of new life. And the symbol of this lunar mansion is the yoni, or the female reproductive organ that brings babies into this world. The deity that rules this nakshatra is Yama, the god of death, as he was the first mortal sent to earth, so he rules the transition from life to death. This part of the sky is called Bharani, which means the waters that carry things away, and it refers to the place where all souls go when they die. This is the star of restraint, ruled by the stars Almec, a binary star in the left foot of Andromeda, which gives honors and artistic ability, and Minkar, which is in the jaw of the whale constellation, and it indicates disgrace, dishonor, and trouble with legacies. Aries is ruled by Mars, and Bharani is ruled by Venus, so these two transit planet positions will be particularly important for this full blue moon. Bharani in a birth chart. This nakshatra is symbolic of the birthing process, where one outgrows old patterns and must break through and transform themselves. As giving birth to a child is very painful, this star often is intense, and the natives feel overwhelmed and want to retreat to their caves. These people show the pioneering spirit of Aries and often are the first to try to do something. They often are very jealous and must use restraint to not let it destroy their lives. Sometimes it is others who are jealous of them. These people feel confined and restricted in large crowds, and they often feel oppressed and burdened. They can tend towards fanaticism and can be critical and judgmental of others, and in turn inflict upon them the same oppression they detest. They can be excessive and decadent sexually and could even work in women's health. So let's talk about the fixed stars Almec and Minkar. First, we have Almec. It is of the nature of Venus and Mars. It gives honors, eminence, and artistic ability, and also honors in military endeavors. Almec is at 14 degrees, 14 minutes tropical Taurus, or 20 degrees, 63 minutes sidereal Aries. Bharani is a 2.3 magnitude quadruple star system in the foot of the chained woman, which is the Andromeda constellation. However, it appears to stargazers to be a beautiful double star with a striking contrast of color, a bright golden yellow star next to a dimmer indigo blue star. The traditional name Almec is derived from the Arabic al-anak al-ar, which means the caracal or the desert lynx. Another term for the star used by medieval astronomers writing in Arabic was al-rajal al-musalsala, which means the woman's foot. This pale blue-green star in the foot of Andromeda has a Venus character and a faint Jupiter-like influence as well. It is supposed to give a cheerful nature with a liking for change and diversion and amusement. The popularity of these people will bring benefits from others. Almec is a double star and it has a yellowish reddish companion, which is supposed to have a Martian character. Both stars are moving around a center point. This is supposed to bring about the change in preponderance of the Venus and Mars character alternatively. Cheerful nature, likes change and variety, and very popular, and it brings benefits from others. The foot by which Andromeda is chained is called Almec Andromedae. By some accounts, this is a burrowing animal, having nothing to do with the constellation we know, but the present author has found fairly similar words meaning deep in water, as her foot must have been then as also in a clasp, holding her there, and another word meaning exemplary punishment, which also fits the story. Ptolemy makes a pure Venus of this star, a very touching tribute to Andromeda's patience for her ordeal. When well aspected, it does reveal great patience, the best of the Taurian qualities. Although it is close to Minkar, a Seti star, that we must take account of what we have that is next to the star as well, because these stars are close together. We may add that the patience shown here may well spring from a firm faith and trust in the divine help, as the lady must have needed with the monster's nose that close to her. Almec rules the left side of the neck in the human body. So I will put the references to the books that I've gotten my information from in the comments, and that way you can take a look at them too. They're really great. Now, let's talk about Minkar. Minkar is at 14 degrees, 19 degrees of tropical Taurus, but also in the sidereal zodiac, it is at 20 degrees, 69 minutes of Aries. It is of the nature of Saturn, which brings disgrace, ruin, and calamity. Fixed star Minkar, which is called Alpha Ceti, is a 2.5 magnitude bright orange star on the nose of the whale, or the sea monster, Cetus constellation. The traditional name Minkar derives from the Arabic word menhar, which means nostril. It causes disease, disgrace, ruin, injury from beasts, sickness, and loss of fortune. Minkar is typical of stars with a Saturnian nature. It portends danger from beasts, disgrace, ill fortune, and illness to all those born under its influence. Minkar is also called Menkub, which in Arabic is Misshir, in the neck of the whale. The star has a Saturnian characteristic corresponding to impediments of many kinds, worries, and tests of endurance. In some, this hardens and toughens the individual. Vilo, the author, has noted epilepsy in several cases when Sun was conjunct the star Minkar. The ecliptic, or the longitudinal positions of Minkar and Almec, coincide very close, as we've said. Therefore, a blending of the influence of both of these stars is usually the case, which is good, because one is very good and one is very bad. Minkar is an Arabic name meaning nostril, as we said. An alternative name is Al-Kaf, or Al-Kaf Jidma, both implying the nose area of this creature. Is yet another Saturn star, according to Ptolemy. And again, it is one very close in longitude to the Andromeda star that we spoke of, Almec, at this time. Presumably, it was the monster's nose, Minkar, that led it to the young lady, Almec, with every expectation of a fine old Jupiter-Mars time. For the star south scale, Zubin Al-Ganubi is right opposite of Minkar. But as we said of that star, one has to consider intelligently the consequences of one's actions, and the Saturnine quality of Minkar is just right for this, if it be well aspected. In other words, it can keep you from doing stupid things. It obviously was not so for the Titan, but it is a star which shows good practical sense in those better blessed with it. The fixed star Minkar rules the thyroid gland in the human body. And that's interesting because many women have a problem with their thyroid as they age. So looking to where this point is at your chart might reveal something. So let's talk about the constellation Cetus. Cetus is like Saturn. It is said to cause laziness and idleness, but to confer an emotional and charitable nature with the ability to command, especially in war. It makes one amiable, prudent, happy by sea and land, and it helps to recover lost goods. Okay, so let's take a look at the transit analysis for this Halloween full bloom moon. Now, I always make my charts from Washington, D.C., because I live in the United States and I want to see how it's affecting my government. On this rare Halloween full blue moon, we have the moon at 14 degrees, 29 minutes of Aries, Bharani Nakshatra. So this makes their rulers' transiting positions the most important, Mars and Venus. Mars is still retrograde and is preparing to go direct on the 16th. So we will feel his energy and frustrations of things not getting done. And also, we must be careful of accidents today. Mars retrograde is in the sign of Pisces now and is opposite Venus in Virgo, which is debilitated. This produces great passion, but also anger. And as we are about to have the US presidential election on November 3rd, there is a lot of tension and heat surrounding politics for Washington, D.C. Uranus retrograde is conjunct the moon today, and in Mars's sign, this indicates accidents. Please be careful if you are out enjoying Halloween. Please be careful. This full moon is taking place in DC's 6th house of the day of health and enemies. And we know that the virus is getting worse in a lot of areas now due to kids back in school, universities, and people just having quarantine fatigue and wanting to get out. Mercury is still retrograde and goes direct on election day, so we certainly will not know the outcome of the election on that day. We know that mail-in and absentee ballots can be counted up to 3 days after the election. In the US birth chart, this full moon is taking place in the 5th house of education and children, and we need the powerful transformational energy of Bharani to bring change to our current situation with the nation's schools during this pandemic. The Sun and Mercury retrograde are in the 12th house of DC, and this indicates isolation and foreign lands. So our secret enemies in foreign lands are holding back from what they are really think about what we are doing, and they are also really hiding their plans from us at this time. Once Mercury goes into Scorpio and is conjunct Ketu, we will hear more about their deceptions. Mars retrograde is giving his 8th aspect to Mercury retrograde and the Sun. So there will certainly be some angry words regarding the election, and there will be a lot of difficulty in finding a winner. Mars is in the 5th house for the full moon today, and we know that education has been totally revamped due to the pandemic, and we will really be feeling it now as many parents are having to stay at home with their children and change their work plans. Venus is in a Parivartana yoga with Mercury retrograde, meaning that they are in each other's signs. Venus is in Virgo debilitated, and Mercury is in Libra retrograde. This shows itself as an energy of longing for lost love, or old flames coming back and either rekindling romance or getting the final closure you never got. We must be careful of our words today, as Venus in Virgo finds every reason to be unhappy and can get quarrelsome and criticizing of every little detail. Being that it is Halloween, try to have some fun. And even if you do not like spookiness, you can embrace the shape-shifting side by dressing up or doing some ritual or ceremony that brings transformation to your life. Saturn is in the 3rd house of communication for DC at the time of this full blue moon. And he is giving his 3rd aspect to Mars retrograde. This indicates a holding back of information and also indicates accidents again. I see this as a foreshadowing of what is to come with the election, in that it is going to feel like a slow-moving train wreck. Saturn is giving his 10th aspect to Mercury retrograde and the Sun, and this is adding to the confusion of the ballots. Jupiter and Pluto are conjunct in Sagittarius in DC's 2nd house, and then this indicates a lot of loss through fire. We know that California is having truly once in a blue moon kind of wildfires, and as this is a fire sign, we can see that there are dark forces are magnified with this conjunction. We also know that a lot of these fires have been started by people And so this is shown through this Jupiter-Pluto conjunction. The second house is a Mark house or a killer house. So having Pluto or Hades, the god of the underworld, there with Jupiter, who expands everything, we can see that those fires will be particularly bad on Halloween and very scary. My heart goes out to them as this is the worst it has ever been. Prayers for California at this time. K2 is on the Lagna for DC today. And Rahu's in the 7th house of opponents. Seeing that Rahu is in Venus's sign and Venus is debilitated in Virgo right now, it's putting emphasis on women. We know that a lot of women have had to stay home with their children and leave their workplace in order to homeschool. Also, about a year ago, when I started looking at the election day chart, I knew there would be a woman involved because of the Parivartana Yoga with Venus on that day, but also the debilitation. You see, debilitation is not always bad, as it humbles a planet, and you see some of their better qualities if there are enough other good things in the chart to support it. Whereas sometimes an exalted planet can make it arrogant. In this case, I think the debilitation is not working for DC at this time, as Mars is about to station direct, and is opposite Venus. This plus Mercury stationing direct may be too much negative energy for Venus to overcome and could indicate that Harris loses the race and hence Biden too. Seeing that Trump is having a Rahu K2 nodal return and his moon is conjunct his K2, it could be showing us that K2 in the 1st house at the time of this blue moon is indicating a win for Trump. One thing is for sure, the charts are not indicating a clear winner. So we will have to do some reverse engineering after the election is over to try to see where the winner was indicated in the election day chart. The inauguration day chart has several planets in Capricorn in the 10th house at noon when the ceremony begins, and that throws the favor to the Republicans. Aries is the Lagna at that time, and this gives favor to the Democrats, as well as the moon being in Aries on inauguration day. So again, confusion. It seems Great Spirit does not want us to know the winner, who the winner will be ahead of time. I will say that Trump has a stronger Ashtaka Varga score than Biden on election day. But when Jupiter goes into Capricorn on the 20th, he has a lower score, so that will weaken him. As you can see from this chart below, on election day, when Jupiter is in Sagittarius, Trump gets 6 points, which is very strong. But when Jupiter goes to Capricorn on the 20th, he gets only 2 points for this transit planet, so that's very weak. However, Saturn will be in Capricorn before and after the election, and he gets 5 points for that position, which is not bad. Rahu and K2 are not included in Ashtaka Varga, but notice that Trump's strongest sign is Taurus, and transit Rahu is now in Taurus, which is a nodal return for him. Biden, on the other hand, does not have a particularly strong Ashtaka Varga for this year. Jupiter in Sagittarius and Capricorn for Biden both get 4 points, which is not very strong. And Saturn in Capricorn gets 1 point, which is extremely weak and as bad as it gets. Even though Biden is in a Jupiter Mahadasha, I do not think that is enough to push him to a win. The day of the inauguration, the moon will be in Aries, and he does receive 5 points for that position. But overall, the big drama du jour is the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction. So it places these planets as the most important, and he does not get strong Ashtaka Varga points for those planets. And here is the inauguration day chart. You want to take a look at it. You see we've got this crazy conjunction in Capricorn of Mercury, Jupiter, Saturn, the Sun, and Pluto. And then the Lagna, the Moon, Mars, and Uranus will all be in Aries that day. And ironically, both of these signs and the nakshatras included indicate the political parties. So Uttara Ashada has Ganesha as one of his deities, and that's an elephant, that's the Republican. So whenever planets are in Uttara Ashada, you know that the Republicans are favored. The horse nakshatras, well, there's one, which is Ashwini, but also Jupiter in general, because it's a centaur, a horse, indicates the Democrats, because the symbol for the Democrats is the donkey. So you can see it's very confusing. The only thing that would benefit favoring something would be Venus in, again, Sagittarius, which is a centaur, and a woman. So this could throw the favor to the Democrats. So, you know, just knowing that Trump's Ashtaka Varga score really drops low to 1 point when Saturn goes in Capricorn may indicate that he wins at first, but then after all of the ballots are counted, Biden wins. You know, something like that's going to happen. Now let's take a look at the Halloween full blue moon 2020 through the 12 signs. Aries. This Halloween full blue moon is taking place in your first house, conjunct Uranus retrograde. Bharani is bringing the breakthrough energy to your work. So if things have been stalled recently, then know that you will get a green light soon. You find yourself finally having time for yourself, as you have been working very hard. So do some self-care this weekend. Be careful of car accidents and enemies attacking from behind. Relationships will be a focus now, and you may hear from an old flame or feel nostalgic or homesick. You probably have not been getting enough sleep, so now it is critical for your health that you do so. During the next 18 months, you will be focusing on money, and other people's money will come to you as a result of your hard work and karma. Your friends' circles and communities have probably been shifting this past summer, so let go, knowing that you are making space for the right people to come into your life. Your spiritual teachings have been strong this summer, and you are burning down old patterns and thought forms that no longer serve you. So use this transformational energy of Bharani on this blue moon to catapult you to a higher dimension. Taurus. This Halloween full blue moon brings a transformation to your dreams, work in foreign lands, and bed pleasures, and you may want to retreat to your cave for much needed rest. You probably have been feeling frustrated in regard to work, but now things will move forward. You may have been feeling under attack in your communities, but try not to fight back and practice peaceful resistance, as any aggression on your part will backfire. Your creative projects will take off now, and love affairs provide a lot of fun for you. You are going through a deep change of yourself and how you present yourself to others over the next year and a half. And facing your biggest fears is a large part of this, Taurus. You may be learning about how to be a teacher or a leader, and in December, you will have a breakthrough in your spiritual beliefs. Your career may be dissolving now, but it is leading you to your true path, so go with the flow. You have the potential to channel universal truths at this time, so get out of your own way and let the information through. Gemini. This Halloween full blue moon is taking place in your 11th house, so there is a breakthrough in your friends and communities. And if there have been delays with your creative projects, children, or education now, things will clear up. You may have had to deal with enemies in your career recently, and it has brought a transformation and possible endings with business relationships. The next 18 months will be about you dealing with enemies. So use the power of Bharani at this time to retreat to your cave to protect and regenerate yourself. You are burning a lot of past karma right now, so let it go and know that the energy will come to fill the void. You can make some money from real estate at this time or put some beautifying energy into your home. You need to do things to make your heart happy and light, as the energy has been so heavy lately for you, Gemini. Spiritual truths reveal themselves as you learn and study esoteric and occult subjects. Having a pet is a great therapy for you right now. And if you have an older animal, they may pass on from the period starting last month over the next year and a half. Retreat, lick your wounds, and get ready for new things to come. Cancer. This Halloween full blue moon is taking place in your 10th house, so you will feel the transformation of Bharani in your career. You probably have been feeling frustrated with home projects or real estate, but this energy will help to get things moving finally. You may have been feeling attacked by your spiritual guru or father lately, but if you fight back, it will backfire, so especially right now, do not retaliate. Or you could be waiting on an inheritance, in which case things will start to happen now. Relationships with siblings should be happier at this time. And if you have had any misunderstandings, then now would be a great time to communicate and clear it up. You have had to deal with a lot of enemies these past 18 months, so now you will reap the good karma of this and find new partnerships. December will be the culmination of finding possibly your true love or the right business association that you have been craving. You are getting to the root of your health issues, and it will start to improve now. This next year and a half is about making new friends and becoming a member of new communities, as well as your creative projects. So this blue moon is giving you the power to heal and transform your life. Leo. This Halloween full blue moon is taking place in your 9th house. So there will be a big shift in your beliefs, higher education, the father, or you could get that lucky break now. This Mercury retrograde has probably been particularly annoying to you, as media and communications have been slowed down. But after Tuesday, you get some relief here. Your health has been poor recently, so it is imperative that you address it and listen to your body. Your creative projects are going through big transformations now, and you may be even studying at this time. Your relationships have been dissolving for the past year, and you may even have gone through a divorce of some kind. This new cycle for the next year and a half will be about you, your work, and you pulling yourself up into a new reality. If you have been waiting on money that is owed to you, it will come through now. And this blue moon will probably be the trigger that starts this process. Your philosophy in life is going through some deep changes. So use the breakthrough energy of Bharani this weekend to let go of negative thought patterns and create new, healthy ones. Virgo. This Halloween full blue moon is taking place in your 8th house. So this adds to the spookiness of this weekend. And indeed, you can achieve moksha or spiritual liberation with this kind of energy. If you have been waiting on an inheritance or other people's money that is owed to you to be paid back recently, then the breakthrough energy of Bharani will shine through at this time and bring it to you. You in particular will have fun with dressing up for Halloween this year, but try not to criticize yourself and just relax and enjoy the festivities. You may have gotten into arguments with your partner recently, so try not to push things or the situation may blow up again. This summer, you put a lot of work into your home or your properties, and there probably has been some drama surrounding them. But now the truth is coming out and it is on your side. This next year and a half finds you traveling, studying, and meeting spiritual gurus who help you on your journey. Children may have some delays right now, so make sure to be there for them as they will not speak up and ask for help. Libra. This Halloween full blue moon is taking place in your 7th house, so there will be a transformation with relationships this weekend. You may have been holding your tongue hard and your health has suffered as a result. So use this Bharani energy to cocoon yourself and rest, as sleep truly is the best medicine, and bed pleasures do not hurt too. You have some good karma and money from the past or foreign lands coming to you right now as well. You may be moving or selling some real estate, and certainly by December, this will come to fruition. The emphasis during the next year and a half will be on transformation and other people's money coming to you, perhaps through inheritance. So use this breakthrough energy now to clear up some space for the new to enter. Your speculations, creative projects, and children may be hiding things from you, but now is a great time to do some investigative work to find out what it is. You have tremendous willpower and courage right now, so use it, Libra. Scorpio. This Halloween full blue moon is taking place in your 6th house, so you will feel the transformative power of Bharani in your workplace and your health. And you will find the power to fight your enemies now. Racing thoughts may have kept you from sleeping recently, but soon you will be able to find rest, perhaps via herbal supplements or guided meditation. You probably have experienced some delays and setbacks with creative projects these past few months, but after the 16th, they will start to move forward again. You probably are waiting on some money to come to you that has been anticipated for some time, perhaps through work. And this full blue moon will do just that. This next year and a half will be all about you working your partnerships and conquering your fears that you are not good enough to receive the abundance that the universe wants to give you. Your self-esteem may be low at this time, but be patient with yourself, Scorpio, as you are burning off karma at a rapid rate right now. Doing creative projects at home is a great way to utilize this full blue moon energy and imagining new ways to enjoy life. Sagittarius. This Halloween full blue moon is taking place in your 5th house, so this is a great time for you to throw a party. Who would think that some Halloween spooky fun would lighten the atmosphere? But here we are, still in the pandemic of 2020. You may have been waiting on some big funds to come through, and now you will get the breakthrough you have been counting on. Business should be good now, and women in your career come forward to help you on your path. If you have been doing some home projects, they may have had setbacks the past few months, but after the 16th, things will move forward again. The good news is that Jupiter has been in your 1st house, which brings immense luck. But as he goes to your 2nd in December and joins Saturn, you stand to finally make some money that is due to you. This next year and a half is all about your work and your health, and your dreams, psychic abilities, and spirituality could really take off during this time. Capricorn. This Halloween full blue moon is taking place in your 4th house. So there will be a breakthrough in regard to your mother, your home, or real estate that you own. Your emotions will be very strong at this time, and you may feel emotionally zapped and exhausted and want to retreat to your cozy cave home. If you have a heart condition, Capricorn, please be careful and monitor your physical heart. There may be tension with siblings or female leaders, but after the 16th, things will improve. You may be immersed in a foreign culture right now, and if you are a woman, then your partner may be a foreigner to you, but be careful of manipulations. You may have been feeling melancholy lately as you feel burdened with responsibility, but in December you will get a breakthrough and receive some help. This next year and a half is about education, creative projects, children, and speculations. You will be meeting a new group of friends now that have a more spiritual connection and probably have past life connections. You have been speaking the truth about something all summer, but feel that no one is listening and the tension is growing. In the next few years, this will pay off for you and your career will benefit. Aquarius. This Halloween full blue moon is taking place in your third house. So there will be a transformation with how you communicate. And if you have any siblings, then you may enjoy short trips and conversations with them now. And if not, then you yourself will probably be taking short trips. You may have felt frustrated with higher education or your father or any spiritual leader lately, but this blue moon will bring a healing in those areas. If you have been waiting on money that is due to you, then now it will be released and you will find closure there, especially if tied to an ex-partner. Love and romance will be super passionate and multidimensional at this time, so take advantage of this Shakti in your sex life. You have some very manipulative leaders in your community right now, Aquarius, and an elder sibling may be calling the shots in your family, leaving you feeling powerless. Remember that this next year and a half is about you taking back your power and healing emotional trauma of the heart. And a lot of this may be due to your mother. You may be finding a new career path. So go with the flow and follow your intuition in regard to your path at this time, as you may end up getting a job in a field that you had never considered before. And Pisces. This Halloween full blue moon is taking place in your second house. So there will be a breakthrough in regard to money at this time, and words that you've been holding back toward your family will come forth now. Your marriage and partnerships will be full of love and passion, but be careful of accidents, headaches, and overexhaustion, so do not push it too hard. You recently have experienced a breakthrough in your career and probably met some influential elders there. As a result, your spiritual understanding of your place in the universe is enhanced. And indeed, over the next year and a half, these relationships will deepen as you continue to learn universal truths. Father figures from past lives may appear in your life now, and you will probably dissolve some old belief systems that no longer serve you as a result. Pay attention to your psychic insights in your research of occult sciences at this time, as a hunch you had previously made may pay off now. An elder sibling may cause delays in money for you, but after December, things will move forward. Okay, so that's it, you guys, for the 2020 Halloween full blue moon. I hope you guys can have some fun with it. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, all of this spookiness. I certainly do not like scary movies. I'm not somebody who can watch them. It gives me bad dreams. But right now, this pandemic has just been so depressing, and we need to, have a party of some sort and try to have fun. And remember that, Halloween is Samhain. It is the Celtic holiday that is, when they say the veil is very thin between the worlds. And so that's why you want to dress up in something scary, because then the spirits won't know if you are one of them or if you're human. That was the original idea. So just try to acknowledge your ancestors during this time, and of course, sage your house. Make sure you're doing your mantras, your prayers, and have some fun. Okay, guys. See you later. Namaste. Thank you very much. Oh, also, I will be at the Columbus, Ohio Gift of Light Expo, which is November 7th and 8th. It is at the Franklin County Fairgrounds, and you can just Google Gift of Light Expo, and you'll find the link to it, and I will put it down in the comments section. So I hope to see you there.